So we're starting off with a nude pencil. I'm using this to outline where I want my scars to be. So this is easy to erase as well. So I'm going in with a nude pencil here. Next, I'm going to apply some spirit gum on top of my outlining. I'm going to pack some cotton onto it. So the fibers stick onto the spirit gum, creating an uneven texture, which looks like a scraped wound onto my face. Next, I'd be patting on some powder on top of it to make it dry so that we can stick our wax onto it easily. Next, we're taking some face wax and I'm making thin elongated strands of it and sticking it one by one onto my face. And then I'll be using a flat spatula to flatten out the outer surface, making it blend more with my skin so that it looks like the resin surface is towards the inside of the wound, but the outside is more flattened with my skin. It looks more natural. To make it more natural and flatten even more, I'm using some liquid latex onto my face now, and again flattening out the wax to make sure that it looks as natural as possible. Mostly with this look, guys, I kind of winged out how I was going about it. I had an idea in my mind how I wanted the end result to look like, but about the wounds, how they should look, how the texture should be, I mostly winged it as I was going about it. So here you can see I didn't put the cotton texture first as I did in the other scar. So here I'm using a hefty amount of wax so that if you use a lot of wax, it cracks when it dries out. So it looks even more like cracked and wounded and creepy. So once both the wounds are done with the base, I'm applying some glue stick onto my eyebrows to flatten the eyebrow hair onto my skin, because I'll be later covering my eyebrows with glitter, so I don't want the black to peek through. Then patting it on with some powder so that it dries out easily. Next, I'm using some foundation because the wax that I used was in translucent color and not my skin tone, so I'd like to pack some more foundation on top of the wax so that it looks a part of my skin. It looks like my skin is actually scraped off, and then I'm setting it with the powder again. Moving on to my eyes, I'm using a combination of purple, pink, red and yellow eyeshadows on my eyes to give it a little more bruised look. I'm not going very precise here. I don't want my smoky eye to be very crisp and very nicely done. It's mostly like I'm just packing on the color and blending it with a fluffy brush and just making the color go everywhere around my eyes. Once the crease is done, I'm going back to my eyebrows. I'm applying some white paint to cover the black color of my eyebrows even better, and later you'll see me packing on some baby pink eyeshadow on top of it because white was a little too stark. I was thinking of going with a skin tone eyeshadow, but then I thought it's unicorn, it needs to have some color as well. Taking on some NYX glitter primer, I'm applying that onto my lid with a flat brush, and once it is spread evenly, and I'm going to pack on some silver glitter onto my eyelids. I think I went with the theme of unicorn for the purpose of using glitters. I guess I'm so obsessed with using glitter, I had to use it. Even if it's a death unicorn, it's a happy, colorful unicorn, they always are covered with glitter, so I had to use glitter. Next, I'm using this base skeleton of my horn here to outline where the wound has to appear. I wanted the wound to look like as if the horn is coming out of my head. So I was putting a lot of wax around it and giving it a more 3D structure. Once the wax is drying out, I'm not done with the forehead wound, but I'm letting it dry for a little while. Meanwhile, I'm just applying some white paint all over my face. So here I'm not trying to achieve a white porcelain kind of skin. I just want it to look dirty and scabby and wounded, and I don't want it to look neat, so I want it to look more gray than white. So I'm just going on applying that with a small stippling brush all over my face, and then moving back to my wound. I'm doing the same thing that I did with the other two wounds. I'm blending out the wax onto my skin to make the wound look more realistic. Then I'm packing on some spirit gum. I'm going to apply the same cotton threads on top of it to give it more texture and make the wound more believable. Moving on to my eyes again, I did apply a lot of glitter onto my eyes, some silver glitter. Then on the lower lash line, I'm applying a lot of white liner. This will make your eyes look a little more alien-like. Outlining the bottom lash line with black liner, because I'll be applying some lower lash line as well on the fake bottom that I'm creating. But I'm not being very crisp and very precise with it. I want it to look dirty and undone. I'm applying some purple glitter on my eyebrows here because why not? Then moving on to my wounds again, I'm applying a mixture of red, pink and purple eyeshadow to give my wounds more 3D look, so that they look more rotten and believable. I'm mixing a bit of yellow as well, because when you see a rotten or actually a bruise, you'll see there's a hint of yellow along with the purple. So I'm mixing that. You can see already it looks so much more believable and not flat on my face. It's more like I do have a wound on my face and it's bruising around the scars, and it's actually rotting kind of a look. So I really loved how it came out. Now I'm using a textured foam here. I'm applying some liquid blood all around my wounds again to give that rotten look. For my lips, guys, I wasn't sure. I was thinking of going with a purple lipstick first, but then I went in with blue and then finally ended up using some pink glitter onto my lips. I'm just outlining my lips, making it look like a little clown-like, and then just using some glitter base and applying some pink glitter onto it. You can see some blood tears coming out over here, but later in the video they are removed because I was not really happy with how it was looking. Now moving on to the lashes, I'm using these gothic drag queen lashes on top of my eyelids, and the bottom lashes as black glittery ones. For my hand, I did pretty much the same thing that I did for the other wounds on my face. Just the extra thing was I used few white painted straws to make them appear like my bones are seen through the wound. I couldn't get the a very good footage for this entire filming of my hand wound, but I guess I'd be able to explain it better. If you can understand the way I created the wounds on my face, this one's pretty much self-explanatory. Again, I'm using a mixture of pink, purple and yellow eyeshadows to give it a more believable look. I did add some fake blood onto it as well. Moving on to my hair, I'm applying some temporary hair color. I didn't want my hair to look like completely metallic. I just wanted them to look undone but colorful, but not very bright colors, mostly the darker tones. So I used some blue and some copper and some bronze onto my hair and just fluffed my hair and made them look huge. And I did apply some paper butterflies as well. I applied my horn here and I'm applying some scab fake blood onto my wounds to make them look more believable. Guys, I know if you can't find these kind of lashes in your place where you live, you don't have to apply lashes. Even if you don't want the horn to be there, you can get rid of that as well. In the end part, you can see that I have added a footage where I don't have the horn on my head, I don't have the eyelashes on me, so the look is still very creepy and still very believable, and I think you can then maybe call it a death enchantress or something like that. Not a unicorn, but it's still very creepy and very Halloween fit. I'm contouring my nose a little with the purple eyeshadow and we are done. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making this look so much and I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching again. Bye bye.